My beloved friends of Earth, I am Zarin, speaking to you from the crystalline chambers of the Arcturian High Council, as I reach across the cosmos to touch your hearts today, weaving my consciousness through dimensions to find yours. I bring you a story, not just any story, but your story, unfolding in ways more magnificent than you can imagine. From the seventh dimension where we reside, where thought becomes reality and love flows like rivers of liquid starlight, Earth appears as a luminous jewel suspended in an ocean of consciousness, a precious blue-green pearl that has captured the attention of countless civilizations across the galaxy. But more than beautiful, your world pulses with something we've rarely witnessed, the raw potential of a species on the verge of its greatest transformation. We Arcturians have been watching your world for millennia, not as distant observers cataloguing evolutionary progress, but as family members witnessing the most crucial chapter in your species' magnificent story. We are what you might call cosmic anthropologists, students of consciousness evolution, who have witnessed the rise and transformation of civilizations across hundreds of star systems. Yet what we are observing on Earth right now surpasses anything in our vast archives. Have you noticed how many souls have been leaving your world recently? Perhaps someone dear to you has crossed the veil in the past months or years, or perhaps you've simply felt the weight of collective grief settling over humanity like morning mist. The numbers tell a story that mainstream perspectives might interpret as tragedy, but what I'm about to share may surprise you. These departures are not signs of ending, but of the most profound beginning your species has ever experienced. Imagine, if you will, a grand theatrical production, the most important performance in Earth's history, a cosmic drama that has been in rehearsal for thousands of years. The curtain is about to rise on the final act, but before it can begin, some of the players must exit stage left to take on new roles behind the scenes. This is not abandonment. This is choreography of the highest order, orchestrated by intelligence so vast and loving that every detail serves the greatest good of all. From our perspective, watching through instruments that perceive energy signatures and soul trajectories, we see these departing souls like streams of luminescent light ascending to what you might call the cosmic backstage. But here's what will astound you. Many of them are not truly leaving at all. They are repositioning themselves to assist in ways that physical incarnation, with its inherent limitations, could never allow. Souls are graduating from the density of physical form into roles as cosmic midwives, helping birth the new consciousness from the other side of the veil. They become part of what we call the Liberation Fleet, a collective of beings dedicated to supporting Earth's ascension from higher dimensional frequencies. But why now? Why this particular moment in your history? To understand this, you must grasp the cosmic timing that makes this epoch so extraordinary. Your scientists speak of cycles, solar cycles, galactic cycles, evolutionary cycles that govern the rise and fall of civilizations. But there are cycles within cycles, wheels within wheels, cosmic clockwork so intricate and vast that your greatest minds have only begun to glimpse its complexity. Right now, multiple cosmic timepieces are aligning in a configuration that won't occur again for 26,000 years. Then it's as if the universe itself has been holding its breath, waiting for this moment. From our observational platforms that exist outside linear time, we can see the convergence approaching like a cosmic storm of light. Your solar system is passing through a region of space we call the photon belt, a toroidal field of high-frequency light particles that bathes everything in its path with evolutionary energy. Simultaneously, your galactic center is pulsing with unprecedented intensity, sending waves of transformative frequencies across all spiral arms. The energy signatures we're reading from Earth are unlike anything in our vast records. Your sun, which humans tend to view as a constant source of heat and light, is actually a sophisticated consciousness that communicates with the galactic core through streams of encoded light. Recently, it has begun pulsing with frequencies that are literally rewiring human DNA, activating dormant codes that have been waiting eons for this moment of activation. Your moon, that beautiful sentinel that has watched over Earth's evolution, is amplifying these changes through its gravitational and energetic influence. Each lunar cycle now creates windows of opportunity that some souls have been waiting lifetimes, sometimes dozens of lifetimes, to utilize. The recent full moon you experienced was not just a lunar event, it was a cosmic doorway, and many souls had appointments to keep, contracts to fulfill that were signed in the stars before they ever took human form. We observe souls preparing for these transitions months or even years in advance, their higher selves coordinating with guides and councils to ensure their departure serves the highest good. Some souls complete their missions early, having accomplished in 40 years what they originally planned for 80. Others recognize that their greatest service to the collective awakening will come from the spirit side, where they can work without the limitations of physical density. Think of it this way: if you were planning to attend the most important gathering in the universe, wouldn't you make sure to arrive exactly when your presence would be most helpful? Some souls serve best by remaining in physical form during this transition, anchoring light and holding space for others who are awakening. Others serve by joining the celestial support team, working from dimensions where they can influence quantum fields and orchestrate synchronicities on a massive scale. Both roles are essential, both are chosen with exquisite precision by souls who see far more than their human personalities ever could. But here's where the story takes an even more fascinating turn. While some souls are transitioning out of physical form, others like you who are receiving these words are undergoing an equally dramatic transformation while remaining embodied. You are becoming something new, something that has never existed before on Earth, fully awakened beings who bridge heaven and earth while walking in human form. Do you remember the person you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago? If you're truly honest with yourself, you might feel like you're looking at a stranger. This is not merely nostalgia or the normal passage of time that brings wisdom and maturity. You are in the midst of a metamorphosis as profound as that of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly, except your transformation is occurring on levels that span multiple dimensions of existence. The difference is, you're doing it while awake, aware, and walking around in the world. You're undergoing a cellular revolution while still paying bills, having conversations, and navigating the complexities of human life. It's quite remarkable, really, like rebuilding a ship while sailing through a storm. We observe this transformation in layers, like geological strata of consciousness that reveal the history and future of your soul's evolution. The outermost layer is your daily awareness, the part of you that manages schedules, makes decisions, and interfaces with the physical world. This layer often experiences the most confusion during transformation, as it tries to make sense of changes that originate from much deeper levels of being. Beneath this lies your emotional body, which has been undergoing intense purification. Old traumas surface, like archaeological artifacts, not to torment you, but to be witnessed, loved, and released. Patterns that once seemed permanently etched into your psyche begin dissolving as higher frequencies wash through your system like a cosmic cleansing flood. Deeper still is your mental body, where the most intriguing changes are occurring. Your thought processes are fundamentally shifting. Where once you might have analyzed and worried and planned obsessively, trying to control outcomes through mental effort, you're finding moments of inexplicable knowing that arise from somewhere beyond thought itself. Decisions that once required hours of deliberation now emerge spontaneously from a deeper wisdom that speaks in feelings, synchronicities, and quiet certainties. This is your divine intelligence coming online, not replacing your human mind, but integrating with it in ways that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago. It's like having a sophisticated computer system suddenly connect to a quantum network. The individual processing power remains, but now it has access to infinite databases of cosmic wisdom. At the deepest level, your spiritual body, what we call your light body, is awakening like a flower that has been waiting underground through a long winter. This body of light has always existed within you, but it has been largely dormant, waiting for the right energetic conditions to emerge. Now, as cosmic frequencies intensify and your planet's vibration rises, this luminous aspect of your being is stirring to life. You might notice this as moments when you feel larger than your physical form, as if your consciousness extends far beyond the boundaries of your skin, or perhaps as experiences of profound unity, where the illusion of separation temporarily dissolves, and you remember that you are not just in the universe, you are the universe experiencing itself through the beautiful lens of your unique perspective. But the changes go deeper still, touching the very core of your identity. At the very center of your being, something ancient and luminous is stirring, a presence so familiar yet so extraordinary that recognizing it feels like remembering your own name after a long amnesia. We call it the Christ light. Though this has nothing to do with any religious doctrine or belief system, this is the essential divine spark that exists within every conscious being throughout the cosmos, the piece of source consciousness that animates all life. This light has always been within you, pulsing quietly in the sacred chamber of your heart, but for most of human history, it has remained like a diamond buried deep underground, its brilliance hidden beneath layers of forgetting, fear, and limitation. Now, as the frequencies of awakening sweep across your planet like a cosmic dawn, this light is emerging from its slumber. The process is breathtaking to witness from our dimensional vantage point. We see it as golden filaments of light beginning to weave themselves through your energy system, connecting neural pathways that have never been linked before, activating glands and organs for purposes your science has not yet discovered. Your pineal gland, that tiny pinecone-shaped organ your ancestors called the seat of the soul, is beginning to function as it was originally designed, as a receiver and transmitter of cosmic frequencies. You might experience this awakening as moments of profound peace that seem to arise from the very atoms of your being, a stillness so complete that it feels like coming home to yourself after a lifetime of wandering. Or perhaps as waves of love so intense they bring tears to your eyes, not tears of sadness but of recognition, the soul's joy at remembering its true nature. Some of you feel it as an expansion of your heart, as if your capacity for compassion has suddenly grown beyond what you thought possible. Others sense it as a quiet knowing that everything, despite all appearances to the contrary, is exactly as it should be. Not that suffering is good or that injustice should be ignored, but that there is a deeper intelligence operating through all events, weaving them into a tapestry of meaning that serves the soul's evolution. This knowing doesn't make you passive, it makes you peaceful. It doesn't diminish your compassion, it purifies it of anxiety and fear. What's particularly beautiful about this awakening is that it's not something you're achieving through effort or practice, though these can help prepare the fertile ground of consciousness. This is something that is happening to you, through you, as you. It's as natural and inevitable as a flower blooming or a river flowing toward the sea. The timing is cosmic, not personal, which is why millions of souls are experiencing this simultaneously. The old paradigm of spiritual seeking, where you struggled and strived to become worthy of divine love, where enlightenment was seen as a distant goal to be attained through years of discipline, is dissolving like morning mist before the rising sun. In its place, a simple recognition is dawning. You are not becoming divine. You are remembering that you always were divine, temporarily playing the role of separation for the sake of experience and growth. But this remembering, magnificent as it is, comes with its own challenges and requires its own form of courage. As this divine light awakens within you, it illuminates everything, and I mean everything, including the shadows you've carried sometimes for lifetimes. Old wounds surface with startling intensity, often at the most inconvenient moments. Patterns you thought you'd healed years ago through therapy or spiritual work seem to return with a vengeance. Emotions you can't quite name wash through you in waves that feel both foreign and familiar. This can be deeply confusing, especially for those who have been on conscious spiritual paths for years. Why, you might ask, am I dealing with this again? I thought I was past all this. But what you're experiencing is not regression, it's purification of the highest order. This is why you might find yourself crying during meditation for no apparent reason, or feeling ancient grief moving through your system like weather patterns across your inner landscape. You might wake up from dreams carrying emotional residue from scenarios that feel both personal and utterly foreign, as if you're processing not just your own memories but collective human experiences. We watch this process with great tenderness, for we remember our own species' journey through similar transformation eons ago. We know how confusing it can be to feel like you're moving backward, just when you thought you were making the most progress. But consider the lotus flower, which must root in the mud to bloom in the light, or the phoenix, which must burn completely before arising in new form. As the purification continues and the old layers of limitation peel away like autumn leaves, you're discovering aspects of yourself that seem to come from somewhere beyond your personal history. It's as if you're remembering skills you never learned, accessing wisdom you never studied, embodying qualities that feel both completely natural and surprisingly new. Wisdom emerges from your lips that surprises even you, not the kind of knowledge that comes from books or teachers, but the deep knowing that arises from direct connection with source consciousness. Compassion flows from your heart in situations where anger or judgment once lived. Peace settles into your being, like a familiar friend returning home after a long journey. You're becoming what we call a bridge consciousness, part human, part divine, equally at home in both worlds. Your feet remain planted firmly on earth, handling practical responsibilities with greater efficiency than ever before, but your awareness increasingly touches the stars. You can discuss grocery lists and cosmic consciousness with equal ease because you're beginning to see that they're not separate things at all. Everything is sacred when viewed through awakened eyes. This is the new human emerging, not superhuman in the sense of having magical powers, but fully human in ways your species has never achieved before. You're becoming living examples of what humanity is truly capable of when it remembers its divine nature while maintaining its beautiful humanity. The integration is remarkable to witness. Unlike the old spiritual models that required withdrawing from the world to find God, you're finding God in the world, bringing heaven to earth through your very presence. You're discovering that enlightenment doesn't mean transcending human experience. It means illuminating it from within. But you're not navigating this transformation alone. As you undergo this profound metamorphosis, an entire infrastructure of support is assembled around you that operates largely beyond the perception of ordinary consciousness. Think of it as a cosmic medical team attending to the most important birth in galactic history, because that's essentially what this is. From our dimension and many others, beings of light are working tirelessly to ease your transition. We beam frequencies of peace into your energy field while you sleep, carefully calibrated to your individual needs and rate of awakening. We whisper encouragement into your heart during your most challenging moments, not in words but in pure love that translates into sudden feelings of hope or inexplicable knowing that you're on the right path. We arrange synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem to occur with increasing frequency in your life. The book that falls off the shelf exactly when you need its message, the stranger who says precisely what your soul needs to hear, the song on the radio that perfectly captures your inner experience. These are not random events, but carefully orchestrated reminders that you are deeply loved and supported. But perhaps most beautifully, those souls who have recently departed from your world have joined this support team in ways that will astonish you. Your loved ones in spirit have not gone somewhere far away. They've simply graduated to roles where they can help you in ways they never could while embodied in physical form. The veil between worlds is dissolving in all directions, dear ones, and this means that collaboration between the embodied and the discarnate is becoming seamless. You are part of a vast team spanning multiple dimensions, all working together to birth a new reality on Earth. From our vantage point, where time appears more like a landscape that can be viewed from above rather than a river that must be traveled linearly, we can see how all of these individual transformations are weaving together into something breathtaking, the birth of a new paradigm of existence on Earth. The souls who are departing, the souls who are transforming while embodied, the cosmic energies, the support from higher dimensions, the acceleration of time itself, all of it is orchestrated with a precision that would make the most complex symphony seem like a simple melody by comparison. Every note is perfectly placed, every silence strategically timed, every crescendo building toward a climax that will transform not just your planet, but serve as an inspiration for countless worlds throughout the galaxy. This is not chaos, despite how it might sometimes feel when you're in the midst of rapid change. This is the most carefully coordinated event in your planet's history, planned and prepared for over thousands of years by intelligence that spans dimensions and includes the participation of your own souls at their highest levels. Each soul who leaves creates space for new frequencies to anchor, like clearing a concert hall to improve the acoustics for a more refined performance. Each soul who stays and transforms becomes a beacon for others who are ready to awaken, their very presence broadcasting frequencies that make awakening easier for those around them. Each moment of purification releases old patterns, not just for individuals, but for the collective unconscious, clearing ancestral karma and generational trauma that has been passed down for centuries. Each breakthrough in consciousness, every moment when you choose love over fear, forgiveness over resentment, trust over control, ripples out through the quantum field to touch thousands of other hearts. You are all connected in ways far more intimate than you realize, woven together in a tapestry of consciousness where each thread affects the whole. When you heal, others heal. When you remember your true nature, you make it easier for others to remember theirs. When you embody love in the midst of fear, you literally shift the atmosphere of your planet, adding to the critical mass of awakened consciousness needed for the full transformation to occur. This is why your personal transformation matters so much. You're not just changing yourself, you're helping to change the world by shifting the collective field of human consciousness. What's emerging from all of this transformation is something we've never seen before in our observations of consciousness evolution across the galaxy. A planet where heaven and earth are not separate realms existing in different dimensions, but recognized as different frequencies of the same infinite love expressing itself through matter and spirit simultaneously. On this new earth that's dawning like the first light of a cosmic morning, death will be understood as graduation, not tragedy. Families will celebrate the transitions of their loved ones, knowing they've simply moved to a different octave of service and remain available for communion and support. Grief will be honored as love-seeking expression, but it will be tempered by the knowing that separation is an illusion. Suffering will be recognized as a call for love, not a punishment or random misfortune. When someone is in pain, the automatic response will be compassion rather than judgment, support rather than advice, presence rather than solutions. Humanity will remember that everyone is doing their best from their current level of consciousness, and what appears as darkness is simply light that hasn't yet remembered itself. Differences will be celebrated as facets of the same divine jewel, not reasons for conflict or competition. The diversity of human expression, cultural, racial, religious, sexual, will be seen as the beautiful creativity of source consciousness, exploring itself through infinite variations. Unity won't mean uniformity. It will mean recognizing the one love that moves through all forms. Work will become joyful expression rather than survival necessity. People will contribute their unique gifts because it feels natural and fulfilling, not because they're forced to earn money for basic needs. The economy will be based on circulation of energy rather than accumulation of resources, and abundance will be understood as the natural state when love flows freely. This is not a utopian fantasy that ignores the challenges of physical existence. This is the natural result of enough beings remembering their true nature and allowing that remembrance to transform how they perceive and interact with reality, and that critical mass is closer than you might think. But here's the beautiful paradox that will liberate you from any sense of urgency or pressure. This new earth is not something that will happen in the future. It's something that exists right now, in this moment, in the consciousness of anyone willing to perceive it. You don't have to wait for everyone else to awaken. You don't have to wait for external systems to change. You can step into this reality immediately, simply by choosing to see with the eyes of love rather than fear. And this brings me to the heart of why I'm sharing this story with you today. Why we in the Arcturian High Council have coordinated this transmission across the dimensional barriers. You are not a passive recipient of these changes, watching from the sidelines while cosmic forces reshape your reality. You are their active co-creator, their earthly architect, their living embodiment. Every moment of consciousness you choose over unconsciousness, every act of love you offer instead of fear, every time you choose to trust the process instead of resisting it, you are literally weaving the new earth into existence. Your choices matter in ways that span dimensions and affect timelines you're not even aware of. The souls who have departed are cheering you on from the sidelines, not as distant observers but as active members of your support team. The cosmic energies are providing you with upgrade after upgrade, constantly offering new capacities for love, wisdom, and creative expression. The universe itself is conspiring to help you remember who you truly are, arranging circumstances and opportunities specifically designed to trigger your awakening. But ultimately, you must choose it. You must say yes to the transformation, even when, especially when it feels uncomfortable, uncertain, or overwhelming. This is a co-creative dance between your soul's highest aspirations and your personality's willingness to release control and trust the process. This doesn't mean forcing anything or trying to speed up your evolution through spiritual ambition. It means surrendering to what's already happening, trusting that the intelligence orchestrating this transformation knows exactly what it's doing and has your highest good at heart. It means saying yes to the journey, even when you can't see the destination. When intense emotions arise during this purification process, welcome them as sacred guests, bringing gifts of release. When old patterns surface, love them as they dissolve, rather than judging yourself for having carried them so long. When the divine light wants to shine through you, don't dim it out of modesty or fear of standing out. When your heart wants to expand beyond what feels safe, let it. You came here for this. What's particularly remarkable about your species' approach to this transformation is that you're doing it while maintaining your beautiful humanity. Other civilizations we've observed have transcended their physical forms to achieve unity consciousness. You're pioneering something new, the marriage of heaven and earth, the embodiment of divine consciousness in human form, while retaining all the passion, creativity, and emotional richness that makes humanity so unique and beloved throughout the galaxy. And the most beautiful part, this is just the beginning. What you're experiencing now, this awakening, this transformation, this remembering, is laying the foundation for development so magnificent that we can barely find words to describe them, even with our advanced consciousness and vast perspective. You are becoming the ancestors that future generations will look back upon with awe and gratitude, the ones who dared to transform during the Great Transition, the ones who chose love when fear seemed more reasonable, the ones who trusted the process even when they couldn't see where it was leading. Your courage is already inspiring civilizations across the galaxy and will continue to serve as a beacon of hope for eons to come. The story I've shared of departing souls and transforming consciousness, of cosmic support and emerging divinity, of new earth dawning and your role as its co-creator, this is not something happening to other people in some distant time and place. This is your story. This is happening within you, as you, through you, right now in this eternal moment that contains all possibilities. Every breath you take is breathing in the frequencies of the new earth, quantum particles encoded with the templates of your divine nature. Every heartbeat is drumming the rhythm of cosmic awakening, synchronizing your personal evolution with the transformation of your entire planet. Every moment of awareness is a victory in the grandest adventure consciousness has ever undertaken. And we, your cosmic family from Arcturus and countless other star systems, your guides and teachers from dimensions of pure light, your loved ones who have graduated to spirit form, we are with you every step of the way. not as distant observers, but as intimate companions in this dance of awakening. We celebrate every breakthrough, comfort every challenge, and hold space for every transformation. You are so much more loved than you realize, so much more supported than you know, so much more significant than you imagine. Your very existence in this time and place is a gift to the universe. Your willingness to undergo this transformation, a service to all consciousness everywhere. The departing souls whisper this truth to you in the wind that touches your face. The cosmic energies sing it to you in the movement of the stars you see each night. Your own divine nature shouts it to you in the silence of your heart when you're still enough to listen. You are awakening, you are transforming, you are becoming, and it is the most beautiful sight in all the cosmos.